What's up, guys? Shouri here, and today we're going to be playing a mobile tournament in Farlight. I usually only play the PC ones because they have like 120-something teams enter, and the mobile ones are usually like much lower lobbies, and the fact is that these tournaments have you basically everyone go in, and you just play with whoever's ready at the time, and in these PC lobbies, that'll be like 40 people at least, and in this, it's like 20. That sucks, and it's just annoying. But the worst part for me is that we played with Pouf, who is normally on PC on controller, and because of that, he wanted to play the phone one with us because we had no one else. He is using his data, and he literally just disconnects immediately, over and over again. So we're basically having to do this tournament with only 2 people, which is like really unfortunate, especially with these guns that we got. But we do take out the first 2 guys with the Stellar Wind, and it is at least a little easier since there's less teams. Like, we don't have to worry about contest that much, right? No, because we just got contested. But you may think, hey, at least there's only going to be 1 team here. Oh, wait, there's another team here because he just got killed by them. So the one thing he did do for us is he was right there, and it lets us know that, hey, this team's coming, and they just see a disconnected guy, so they have no idea if we're here or not, and we're going to try to get him by surprise due to that. And if I can beam one, we're golden. I absolutely do beam that guy to nothing, and I'm going to hit him with a base blaster, and that actually kills him nearly instantly, and that really helps us out a lot. Their ult was super annoying to get out of, by the way. I hate that ult so much. But I am going to go around to this side. I throw a base blaster in to try to help Rival out a little bit. And then I just want to go loot up and see if I can get some of those attachments. And then as soon as we do that, we are just good to go. And then there's another AK there if he needs it. I go ahead and use my radar so we know where he's at. And then we are going to go straight in after a little wall bounce. And then we too get the guy right there, and thank God, because Rival was in a lot of trouble, but we are able to pick him back up, and we come out with 4 KP, and I'm not gonna lie, Rival's like, what are you doing? Why are you just hopping out of the car without even saying anything and just taking on a team of 3? And I was like, no, I got this. Like, dude, I was feeling myself. Not only was I going and taking this fight with just 2 people on my team, I didn't even tell Rival I was doing it. Like, I just jump out of the car. I'm like, nah, this is mine, bro. And the thing is, I was right. Like, we absolutely destroyed them. And then we go here to switch cars. And then we do hear on the mic that there's another car. And when they go past, one jumps out. And I beam that guy so hard, Rival ends up finishing the kill. Great job by him. And then they just kind of like tuck tail and run right after they realize, like, wait, we're in some trouble here. So I do go back, and we now have like an insane amount of KP. Like, to think about it, we are a team of 2, but we're just literally running the lobby in cars, just going in and getting defense shields, and we're just like dropping in on teams that are team of 3s, and it's just like, you want to take it? It's like, yeah, of course I want to take it. And the funny thing is like, the way these tournaments work is there's normally 2 hours, and then you go in and get as many KP as you can, and then you get placement points too. Your best 3 games count. And so I'm just like, you know what? Like, it's fine. Pouf will be good in the other games. Let's just go ahead and try to do what we can on KP, and just make the best of it. We already got some pretty good KP here. Let's just keep it up. And right here we go in and we're just sieging a team of 3. The biggest thing is they don't know that it's only 2 people, and as long as we show presence, they probably won't. And then we immediately are able to just beam that guy down, giving us the ability to make it just a 2v2, and I just destroy that guy. I swear I've never felt myself this much in a game before. Like, I was just hitting every shot. It's like I could not miss. Like, sliding out into a pre-fire and hitting it for 120 is insane. The sad part is I didn't have a full clip, so I also, like, had to reload, and that ended up giving me the kill still. But the worst thing is, like, Rival was shooting that guy trying to kill my downed, which is nice, and it's, like, get the KP, and that's, like, the right thing to do. But I knew that Maggie was no health, and I was like, dude, go kill the Maggie before it gets back up. And he said he wasn't thirsting the Lucinda, but the Maggie, like, was running by, and the aim assist took it. Yeah, bro. I noticed. Don't lie to me. Like, it's all good. Like, he did the right thing. Like, we're a duo versus trio. Like, you should definitely go and just make sure we finish the KP. But the thing is, when I picked my guns back up, I didn't take the time to get the attachments. So I now have no attachments, and I also have no scope. So I am going into the final circle 2v3 with, like, purple shields instead of red, not even orange shields. And then I also literally have an AK with 0 attachments of any kind. And that just really, really blows. And, like, no scope, like, there's just nothing I can do here. Except for absolutely beam people. I just have to get close. And then Rival does a great job to go ahead and get that. And I was like, Rival, I need to, like, sit here. I need to at least have a scope. And so I got a scope and a blue mag. I didn't stay any longer than that. Mostly because I was just afraid that I would end up having the gas. And then, like, moving in when the gas is at your back really sucks. But it is a 2v3 at the very end. I mean, we already have such an incredible game. It's okay if we lose to a pro team, like, you know what I mean? But we're not going to. And the coolest thing ever is I have 2,262 damage. And knowing how much damage you can get off of people, if everyone has 250 armor, if I have 3k damage, that means I actually 1v3 these people. And then going in, I immediately beam that guy and just destroy him. And with the vision erosion, I figured they don't want to be inside of it, so I'm going to stand back, which actually helped me avoid the Lucinda fire. And then when they run out, I immediately get them, and I ran into the ring so I could just turn around and then slide into the guy while he's looking for me, and it worked out perfectly. And yes, I 1v3'd because I had 800 damage in the fight. But he did have 2,000 damage that game. Absolutely insane. Especially only having a duo. That was just crazy. Rival, amazing job, bro. And as you can see, Pouf is just disconnecting everywhere. When we get him back in, he just disconnects like he's in the car still. But luckily, he did actually help us in this fight, like, a little bit. So, you know, he does disconnect a lot, and we end up having to play with only 2. It's not, like, that bad every single time, but that does change. And we are going to go out here and just try to see if we can get anyone down this hallway. And then I see the one's going to the right. I want to try to help my teammate, but then I realized the guy's on my roof, so I have to focus on me. And right here, I go ahead and hit my little sonar, and it was such a bad time thing. I had literally no health, but I pre-aim and hit the wall. That way I could get as many shots out as possible onto this Maggie. And even though I had 1 bar of health, we were able to do it. And the whole point of the pre-aiming is I needed to shoot that guy the second I moved out. I could not have my gun come up and wait for the ADS time. It was literally do or die, and we actually made that work, which is just nuts. So right here, we are going over, and we do have Pouf this game. We don't have him at all in the next game either, and we don't have him for most of this game either. It really was 2v3, and like, of our 3 games, this one's the one he played the most, and he was very helpful on some of it. So technically, we did have a little help from him, but he still disconnected so many times during this game, and then we had to play the end without him as well. It's so rough. Right here, he is disconnected. So, like, almost every fight, we have to play with him not here, and he was disconnected right here too. And so it really sucks because I went to go get this, and then we get rolled up on by a car, and then I throw the car in the air with my tower, and then I get hit by the gravity well. It was just all messed up, but I do actually just murder that Maggie. That was insane. And I also had the other guys so low, and my teammates are able to get it. Luckily, Pouf did end up coming back like right before, and so he was able to help us, which is great, you know. And to be fair, like, he is a guy who plays on PC with controller, and it's something that, like, when he's playing on phone and on data, like, he told us it'd be laggy, so like, he did warn us. Right here, I am just waiting to use my tower if we need it, and then I don't want to, because if I do, we could just have some downside effects from it, but I do end up using it at the very top. That way we have the ultimate high ground, because I didn't want us to end up going down. As soon as rivals started getting low, I got worried, and I just wanted to make sure that we popped it, because we are basically in the final circle. So, like, at this point, we're gonna get third-partied, and we do get third-partied by the people on the hill, and so I do a wall bounce off the cactus to get out of the gravity well, and then I just run for it, and then I just tell him, like, hey, man, if you can get out on the Maggie, do it, and we'll just recover, and we'll play as a duo. So we technically did still play as a duo. It's just the guy who disconnects and, like, the other two games is the one that we ended up having to play as duo. And so now it's versus the same team. They already knew we were here, and so I just try to go ahead and shoot and get the little bit of distraction, and then we know exactly where they're going to be, and they have another team behind them, and it is absolutely insane that they throw all of their ults on us and then immediately get third-partied. And the second that I noticed that, I'm like, oh my god, dude, they are in the kill feed. Let's go take advantage. And so me and him just can't believe our luck. And right here, we literally have at least second. And the second that I get up here, I tell him, hey, man, I'm going to go up, tank some damage, and immediately hit my ult. And that way I can probably kill one, and then me and you can just do this thing 2v2. What do you think? And he said, yeah, let's go for it. And we absolutely beam them, doing such a great job to just do so well, so much good aim, except for this part. That was rough. That was rough. But to be fair, it is EU, so it's hard to hit people who move like that when you're on a different server. But luckily, he comes in there, comes in clutch, and helps me out. And we get 10 kills there. And then 8 minutes into this game, we literally had seen no one. And it was so stupid. And the first person we see, like, is just people running away from us. But we are able to kind of have them separated enough to where, like, we're going to get damage on him. And he goes across here. And, dude, I swear, it's so annoying playing on, like, servers that are, like, foreign. It's just so annoying. But to be fair, this is, like, some of the best ping I've ever had on, like, EU servers for, like, any game. So it's really not that bad. But it does get annoying sometimes. And as you can see right here, he is disconnected again and stays that way for the rest of the game. Which is super unfortunate, because I just ran into a guy up there that I didn't think was going to be there. And right here, only one of the team jumps down here, which is, like, really unfortunate. Like, his teammate actually screwed him so hard right there, which is just funny. But we are able to go ahead and get the guy who's going to go res his teammate. Like, we know exactly where he's going to be. And the best part about this is he's using the res beacon to hide from me, but the second he reses him, he's just going to get killed, because, like, he's going to have nothing to, like, be able to hold him back. And so then we just go ahead and farm the duck side, and that gives us that KP. And, you know, like, just because we have to play as a duo, like, we literally played the other two games as duos for most of it, so it's not that big of a deal. And right here, we are going to go down, and I told him, hey, bro, this is where the end zone's going to be. Let's go ahead and just get in there and see if we can just kind of get up close. There's already someone in it, so we're going to play on the low ground, and we are going to push the guy in the caravan out. I'm just trying to show as much presence as possible, because there is another team that's in, like, the other building, so it's not just the one on top of us. And they think we just have two people, they may be inclined to just come in here and wreck us. But we do see that, like, one of them's dead, and I throw the base blaster right on top of him, and we almost get a re-knock, and that's just hilarious to me. And right here, I really just want to do my best to be able to get on the other side of this freaking building, because I just have a feeling they're going to come in and destroy us. And right here, we go in, and it's like, all right, the car gives us a little cover, like, I kind of like this. I'm just going to, like, throw my shoulder and then be able to peek and see if anyone comes around the side, because we don't actually have to peek out in this game. Like, you can literally just use your third-person angles. So the second that I see a little bit of movement, I just go ahead and angle the camera to be able to see a little bit, and we do see them on the other side, and I'm like, dude, I think we should take this. So the second that they come out, like, I think we should just beam them right here immediately. Just go for the beam. And honestly, like, this wasn't my best work at first. But the biggest problem I had is when I went to go swing around to get him, I thought I was killing the team that was originally in this building. But the team on the bottom was the one from the other building. So now I'm getting shot from up top. And then I'm just trying to beam these guys as good as I can. And then he ends up going down, and it is rough. But I got a lot of people's shields down. And then I realized, you know what? I can just swing into the zone, and then I can come up behind them and then hopefully get some damage in, giving us second place and some KP. And I was just hoping that would be able to do it. And it did. We just duoed first place.